Hello everyone, this is Fiona speaking. Let us take a look at how cats are discussed or how they are liked in the Oriental art and in the culture and in its history. So this is a typical image you might have seen when we think about the Oriental cat. In fact, this is a very Japanese cat. It's the cat that brings good luck, good fortune, and great wealth. And it's typically sold in all kinds of Chinatowns, I suppose. But now that you know, this is supposed to be Japanese. Cats, if we talk about the cat specifically, they in Chinese have two specific names. They can either be called Mao, which is similar to, how they meow, or Li, which is a curious word because this word is now used for the second part of the word for fox. Interesting, right? Secondly, they are considered very, very useful ancient companions because cats were first discovered as great captors of rodents, and they're built, in fact, for capturing rodents, and they're absolutely enjoyed because crops for agricultural based countries are absolutely important. And of course, the cultivation, the domestication of cats in the Oriental society started about 3,600 years ago, which was roughly around the same time as the Egyptians, the ancient Egyptians, started domesticating and loving cats. Before that, though, before the cats were domesticated in China, it was also about 9,000 years ago, already being domesticated in the Middle East. The cats have accompanied us for a long, long time in history. And, well, there's good reason why we love cats. And why do we love cats? So besides being useful, they're also very royal animals considered in many parts of the history, in many societies. But they also, in the traditional Chinese mentality, they represent longevity because of their names, in fact. And they are auspicious animal because they also can be captured together with, say, prosperous flowers. They are painted together with beautiful butterflies. All these all together make them the bringer of happiness and auspicious meanings, and people love them for that. But the main part is that the cats are absolutely adorable. I have a little blog about this part, which you can see on the bottom of the screen right now, if you want to read a bit more about what I just discussed. Let us continue. So, cats in the history of painting, in China at least, has a very, very long history, and it can be traced back to about Sui or Tang Dynasty, which was around the 6th century. This painting, as you can see on the screen, was a painting made in the Tang Dynasty. You can see a beautiful lady having a little pet companion because in the Tang Dynasty, cats were already quite domesticated animals. The cats have been kept in the houses as people's companion more and more starting from this period of time. Even for the painting part itself, the cat painting during that time, during the Tang Dynasty, were separated from the regular beast painting. They have generally taken to mean the painting of large animals, including some big cats like the tigers and so on, as well as perhaps lions. And if there's other kind of animals that's been painted, those are all grouped together as the beast painting. But cats now have been separated from them. Moving on from the Tang Dynasty, now we have the Song Dynasty, which comes right after the Tang. At this time, the Song Dynasty was one of the most prosperous periods of time throughout the Oriental society. In this period of time, not only did the paintings achieve a unique height in history, the economy, the whole social vibrancy, everything came to a height. But of course, besides the painting of cats, which you can see in these paintings, in these examples, there has also been pet industries that's been developed that's rather peculiar. We've been having for example, the cat food industry, the cat care, the cat beauty industry. Everything appeared in this period of time, the Song Dynasty. Very, very interesting. And if you're interested in painting the traditional Oriental styles, just overall, you will also know of this period of time because a great number of fantastic paintings all came from this period of time. So something we can never ignore. Moving on to the Ming Dynasty. Ming was a bit later already. After the Yuan Dynasty, Yuan was the Mongolian rule. After the Mongolian rule, we had this Ming Dynasty. In this Ming Dynasty, it was again rather interesting because suddenly we discovered that not only do the regular people love cats, the royal families also absolutely enjoy cats. And this painting right here, as you can see in the screen, has been painted by one of the emperors of the Ming Dynasty. You can totally understand from these paintings just how important cats have become in the overall life of the Oriental household. So moving on to the very last empirical time, which we call the Qing Dynasty. So in the Qing Dynasty, you can also see some a bit different styled cat painting on the screen. But just thinking about all the paintings we have seen just now, I think one thing is clear, is that the cats, started from a rather secondary position from the painting, and now it's moved to the center position of the overall piece. So now they are the master of these paintings and of the people's heart. So people have loved cats and they have achieved a new height in the loving of cats. So those are the general examples of some of the cat paintings in history. But when it comes to the actual painting of cats, we can classify the paintings in several ways. By now you might know, in the traditional Oriental paintings, there are, first of all, the freehand painting style, which we also call 写意. And in this freehand painting style, we have the so-called the big or the small freehand painting. Those two differ in the generalization in how many strokes normally, I just put it plainly, of the expression of an animal or an object in the painting. So this painting you see in the screen is a clear example of the so-called big freehand style. It's one rather peculiar style of painting practiced by still many people, which is a great representation of one of the most important Oriental painting styles. Contrasting to this style, we have the Gongbi style, as exemplified in this piece. The Gongbi style, on the contrary, have a lot of details in the painting, and the painting obviously take a lot longer to do. Material-wise, everything is rather similar. The rice paper is not exactly the same, as you may have known by now. But the painting style we're going to do for this course itself is somewhere in between. So we're going to do freehand, but we're going to do the small freehand instead, which means the paintings we're going to do will have the freedom of the expression as we have for the general freehand or the 写意 painting style, and not bound by the shape and the rituals, routines we have to follow for the Gongbi style. So the paintings we maintain will become still quite vibrant, quite lively. At the same time, we capture enough detail too between the various styles of the painting in the Oriental painting family. There are no clear-cut lines in between them. What we're going to paint today is going to be somewhere in between the two kinds, which is going to be one of the more interesting styles, which allows you to go backwards, which is the more big freehand, or forward, which is the more Gongbi style. You can migrate, just depending on your interest, about the small freehand painting style. It not only captures the vivid image, the vivid liveliness of an animal, it also is a rather quick painting process and allows us to actually express ourselves rather easily on the rice paper directly. But that being said, the actual practice is absolutely required, which is pretty much the case for any kind of drawing or painting if you want to do it well. But these examples, as you saw just now in the screen, the three cats, they are our models for our course. We will explain them one by one. I will show you exactly how to paint each one of them from the beginning to the end completely in this course. So brace yourselves. This is what we're going to do.